What's going on, you guys? It's Richiethebull back again with another Scarlet and Violet Wi-Fi battle. Yo, today we're using the Toxic Duo in Glasgow and Fezandipiti. I like Fezandipiti. Me personally, out of the three, that was the one that caught my attention the most because of its typing. I love Fairy Poison. I think that's a great defensive typing. I'm just not a fan of the way they distributed the stats, but I tried to make it work to the best of my ability, so I hope you guys enjoy this battle. As my opponent here starts off with the Skeledirge, I start off with Fezandipiti. Looks like he's running like a snow team, hail, whatever, slush rush. I see sand slash, so whatever. But we're gonna do toxic. I still gave it toxic, even though it has toxic chain, because you know sometimes toxic chain doesn't kick in, but you might really need that Pokemon to be poisoned. And since we can't really do anything to Skeledirge with the move setup that I have on this Fezandipiti in particular, without beat up, I just had to poison it real quick, do a little something to it, and then U-turn out of there. So we're gonna go into the Snorlax, and here is where I made my first mistake already. Battle just started. Made my first mistake already. I eat the Torson. That's great, perfect. I got thick fat. I'm not worried about it. I didn't go into Chandelure because I was afraid that it might do Hex. But I do Rest, right? And here's the problem. He goes for the Will-O-Wisp. I'm doing Rest. No big deal, right? I'm gonna lose the burn. But the problem I made was, the mistake I should say I made was I gave him the Lumberry instead of the Chesto Berry. So the Will-O-Wisp activates the Lumberry, and now I'm doing Rest and I have to stay asleep. So I just go for Belch, hopefully wake up. I know Skeledirge can't do anything to Snorlax, so he's probably gonna switch here. The question is, what Pokemon is he gonna go into? He decides to go into the Bear Tick, and I'm saying to myself, let me try one or two chances to see if I could wake up and then do Belch. But no, this thing has close combat and it takes out my Snorlax in one hit. And I'm saying to myself, I ain't even know this thing learns close combat. To be honest with you, I don't use Bear Tick. I don't know nothing about it. But whatever. I go into the Gliscor, and now I'm gonna set up my Toxic Spikes. I knew this was a real dangerous move here because he can do an ice move, but I'm pretty sure he was gonna switch because he's probably Choice Banded or something or whatever. But either way, he goes back into the Skeledirge. I go into the Toxic Spikes, which is good for me because not only did I live and not get hit with an ice move, but it also activates my Toxic Orb, my Poison Heal. I'm good to go. We ready. We straight. So I go for Knockoff to try to kill this thing. It eats the Knockoff. Skeledirge is pissing me off. Knocked off the heavy duty boots. It goes for the Slack Off. I'm like, all right, stick it out. Let's do Earthquake. So we go for the Earthquake. This thing lives again, and I'm just saying to myself, what the hell is going on with this damn Skeledirge? I feel like he should have fainted from that Earthquake. That's crazy. The Toxic is getting stronger. I'm just going to U-turn at this point. I think it's better that I U-turn anyway, simply because I'm going to be fighting a bunch of Ice-type Pokemon, so let's get Glasgow out of there. I'm pretty confident at this point that we could get rid of this Skeledirge. So we send out Chandelure, we're going to go for the Hex, and we're going to take this thing out. Alright, so goodbye Skeledirge. We looking pretty good right now. We looking good. Even though I made that error with Snorlax. We're going to make sure we switch out that Lumberry for the Chesto Berry, so we don't make those mistakes again. My opponent goes into the Poliwrath, and I'm saying to myself, you know what? Judging from his team, I should be straight. Let's go for the Terra Grass Energy Ball. Because I said, all right, if those things come out, I still have a fire move as protection. And I can always switch, no big deal, right? But Chandelure can OHKO everything else on that team. So we go for the Energy Ball. And he lives. He actually lived. That's insane. I really thought I was going to kill him in one hit, but it's a good thing I terrestrialized, because if I did it off a regular Energy Ball with no stab, he would have killed me with that liquidation for sure. So my opponent switches the Poliwrath and goes into the Abomasnow. Not really sure why he went into Abomasnow. I guess because he's ice, and I don't really know. He's not faster than Chandelure, so I'm not really sure. But the Toxic Spikes is doing me a solid. I'm going to go for the Hex. He switches out the Abomasnow. And then he brings back in the Poliwrath. So I guess he's just sacrificing the Poliwrath. I guess he doesn't think there's any more use for it. I thought he was gonna try to do the Aurora Veil on the Abomasnow, but either way, bringing out the snow now gives all his other Pokemon a defense boost. So it still wasn't a bad move. He goes into the Alolan Sandslash, and I know now I have to switch because Slush Rush, he's gonna outspeed me. So even though he's quad weak to fire, I won't be able to go first. So I thought the safest bet was to go for Sizzle. I eat the Ice Spinner. I know he's part steel, so he's not gonna take super effective damage from the Bullet Punch. But I think here I could get off a free Sword Dance because he can't do anything, realistically speaking, that's gonna one-hit KO the Sizzle. He actually switches the Sand Slash, so I'm good. That's a free Sword Dance. We all love a free Sword Dance. I go for the Sword Dance. Get some HP back from this leftovers. He's poisoned. We're looking pretty good right now. We're looking good. And then I'm going to go for the Bullet Punch. And the Abomasnow is out of here. So I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling good. We're going to win this fight. There should be no problems. Shouldn't be no problems after that. And then he goes for the Bear Tick. Even if he close combats, he won't kill Scizor. Even though he has the snow up, I still will probably kill him with the Bullet Punch. And no, this thing lives. And he goes for the Earthquake, which kind of pissed me off a little bit because I don't feel like he should have lived after my Sword Dance. I don't care if the snow is up or not, but he'll die from the poison. And this is what I love about Gliscor having toxic spikes. That is such a big issue for a lot of opponents dealing with Gliscor now that he gets that move. My opponent brings in the Sandy Shocks. Electric Ground, whatever. He gets the speed boost. I'm still chilling. I'm going to U-turn out of here because I can't Bullet Punch him. And he goes for the Thunderbolt. So I'm saying to myself, okay, it's just Sandy Shocks, right? Let's go into Chandelure. I'm a grass type right now, so I'm super effective to him. And he's electric, which will cut anything in any Thunderbolts in half, right? So I go for the Energy Ball. And this guy right here terastallizes into a freaking Ice type. That crap pissed me off, but it ain't stopped there. It didn't stop there. He also has Terra Blast on the Sandy Shocks. So now me being a grass type, it's an Oko, I die, and we don't have Chandelure anymore for the rest of his Ice type Pokemon. I didn't expect that. I honestly didn't see that coming. I'm kind of happy I have the Toxic Spikes on the floor. I really don't have any answer to an Ice type like Sandy Shocks with the speed boost. So we're going to just do a quick Bullet Punch and we're going to get it out of here. So now my opponent goes into the Sand Slash. We don't have to worry about the Slush Rush anymore. It's not a threat without the snow. We good. We chilling. We are great. Thing has a life orb. We don't have to send out Gliscor. We could go into Milotic. Now I'm saying to myself, why would he go ahead and do Sword Dance on Milotic? Why did he waste that turn? I feel like he should have attacked, even though nothing that Sand Slash could do would hurt me. But I felt like he didn't think that the attack that I would do would hurt the Sand Slash. But we got rid of the Sand Slash, and I win the first fight. Yeah, I see the Mamoswine. I have to be careful with Mamoswine because Fezandipiti is bad against ground. So he actually starts off with the Mamoswine. I start off with Fezandipiti, but I know I am faster. So I opted to go for the U-turn. And when I did U-turn, I got off the Toxic Chain. I love it. I was hyped. I was excited. I got the Toxic Chain off. I needed it because I couldn't poison him in time because he would have probably went for the Earthquake and took Fezandipiti out. So we're going to go on the Snorlax. I said Slow King, sorry. Snorlax. And he goes for the Stealth Rock. So I go for the Heat Crash on the Snorlax. And I'm like, yeah, I'm about to take this thing out. And then he switches the freaking Mamoswine. But he actually, in fact, goes into the Corviknight. So I was like, wait a minute, hold on. I one-hit KO'd the Corviknight with the Heat Crash. I was hyped. I'm like, yo, that's crazy. Because I didn't want him to see that I had the Heat Crash. Because I was debating whether I should keep the Heavy Slam. But I felt that the Fire move was better because I could fight Pokemon like Goldango and Corviknight. So I switched it now because he goes into the Conkeldurr. I go back into Fezandipiti because Fezandipiti completely walls fighting Pokemon. So that's a double resistant. I get some of that HP back. And we're looking good so far in the second fight right here. So we're just gonna play rough. He switches out the Conkelda and he goes back into the Mammal Swan. But I'm saying to myself, all right, play rough. I could U-turn and I could get out of here. I go for the U-turn, and this thing goes for an Ice Shard, which got me upset because he got the critical hit, which causes Fezandipiti to faint from the Rocky Helmet. If he didn't get the crit, I probably would have still lived. I would have been able to come back and do more damage with Fezandipiti. So it sucks that Fezandipiti wasn't able to stick around long enough in that fight. But I do like the damage that Snorlax did. I think I crippled him a lot because there's a chance that Corviknight was probably going to do Terra Fighting Body Press. Or just Body Press in general would have been good enough. But we go into Chandelure here. Mamoswine ain't going to be able to do nothing. We're going to go for the Hex because he's poisoned and we're going to get rid of it. So now my opponent sends out his Snorlax. So we're just going to switch into Glasgow. Goes for the high horsepower. Perfect. I thought it was going to go for Earthquake, so that's why I switched. But either one is great. I'm immune to it. We're going to set up the Toxic Spikes. And then we're going to really catch wreck on the rest of his team. He goes for the Body Slam. I can't get paralyzed, so that's great. And we're just going to knock off, of course. Get rid of the leftovers. He goes for another Body Slam. Got another crit. This guy has been catching crits like crazy. And then we're just going to U-turn out of here. So we go into the Scizor. I felt like Scizor was the safest play. He does Body Slam again. Oh, don't get the para. Scizor did not get paralyzed. That's good. Sword Dance. And then he goes for another Body Slam. And Scizor still didn't get paralyzed. Thank you very much again, Scizor. And then we're just going to Bullet Punch. Almost took it out. He goes for a third Body Slam, and Scizor is still not paralyzed. Thank you, Scizor, for surviving 3 Body Slams and not getting paralyzed. That's great. That's my boy. So we Bullet Punch, get rid of the Snorlax. We looking good right now. We looking great. I'm loving it. Opponent decides to go back into the Conkelda, who gets poisoned by the Toxic Spikes. I was going to defog, and I'm looking at the rest of his team, and I said, you know what? I don't want to defog, even though I would like to get rid of the spikes the Stealth Rocks on my end. But I decided not to do it because I want that Cutie Fly to get poisoned. I know I can't poison Vikavolt because Vikavolt has Levitate, but I was like, you know what? The only Pokemon on my team that really is bad against Rock right now is Chandelure, who has heavy duty boots anyway. So it wasn't a big deal too much to get rid of the Rocks. And we're going to go into Chandelure right now, and we're just going to do Hex. Straight up. He switches the Conkelda. Goes into the Ribombee. I thought that was Cutie Fly. I think I said Cutie Fly before. If I did, my fault. It's Ribombee. Either way, Ribombee's dead. And it lives with the Focus Sash, but it doesn't matter because it's poison. So I'm kind of happy that I didn't get rid of the spikes. Goes into the Vikavolt, and I'm saying to myself, all right, let me see what my Pokemon are looking like. And my man cut the connection before I could even look at the rest of my team, because I wasn't going to switch, but I just wanted to see where we was looking like, and he cut the connection. So that's the end of that fight, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed those 2 battles. Leave a like, comment, subscribe to the channel. It's your boy Richiethebull. I'm out. Peace.